Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made it clear to President Joe Biden in a phone call Friday that his public comments earlier in the day, in which he appeared to reject the idea of a Palestinian state, were in no way intended to prevent that outcome. A person familiar with the conversation told CNN Biden and Netanyahu discussed the possible features of a future Palestinian state, which will later have to be negotiated, the person added, describing the discussion as serious and detailed. Biden administration officials recently held discussions about a future demilitarized Palestinian state, which the president finds fascinating, the person said. Biden is certainly familiar with the ideas of a demilitarized Palestinian state, or a state with significantly limited military power, that have been discussed for years, one administration official said. And those are the schools of thought that will inform the president as he seeks a two-state solution with Israel's security guarantee, the official added. CNN has reached out to the Prime Minister's office for comment. Hours after hanging up the phone with Netanyahu, Biden hinted at the possibility while speaking to reporters at the White House, saying he believes there are a number of different two-state solutions. There are several member states of the United Nations that don't have their own military. Several states have restrictions, so I think there are ways that it works, Biden said. He was less clear about how he would achieve this. I'll let you know when I get him to agree, Biden told reporters. The lack of certainty only underscored the challenge facing Biden as he tries to push Netanyahu to adopt a new battlefield approach and plan for the future in Gaza, but faces resistance and divisions. Biden and Netanyahu publicly disagree on the key issue of what will become of Gaza after the end of the war between Israel and Hamas. Although the United States has tried to engage Israeli and regional officials in recent months, a plan they hope will come, could finally resolve decades of conflict. Biden and his senior officials, including Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who visited Israel and the region last week, said the creation of a Palestinian state to ensure Israel's security is the only way to finally bring peace and stability to the Middle East. Netanyahu said at a press conference on Thursday that he rejected the talks, arguing that such a move would be against Israel's security. In any future agreement, Israel needs security controls on the entire area west of Jordan. It is against the idea of Palestinian sovereignty. What can you do? He said at a press conference in Tel Aviv, when asked about reports that he had told U.S. officials that he opposed the idea of Palestinian sovereignty. How the two leaders will bridge that gap remains a question that one Biden aide concedes won't be resolved quickly. According to Biden, however, the possibility of a demilitarized Palestinian state is an opening. One Arab leader who has recently publicly discussed the idea of a demilitarized Palestinian state is Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, said that we are ready for the demilitarization of this country and there can be troops there, be it NATO forces, UN forces, or Arab or American forces, until we achieve the security of both countries, the emerging a Palestinian state and the State of Israel, Sisi said at a press conference in November. Biden also told reporters on Friday that with the right solution, he believed his Israeli counterpart would eventually accept a two-state solution. Biden's call with Netanyahu on Friday was their first in almost a month and lasted about 40 minutes. According to the White House, it has not reached new agreements on the future of Gaza or the development of the conflict there. In the speech, Biden reiterated his strong belief in the feasibility of a two-state solution, understanding, of course, that we won't get there tomorrow, said John Kirby, a spokesman for the National Security Council, after the speech. Biden and Netanyahu, who have known each other for more than 4 decades, were often at odds both before and after the October 7 Hamas attacks. Biden has complained about Netanyahu's far-right governing coalition, telling donors last month that his colleague's political situation has made the prime minister's access to Gaza difficult. Privately, U.S. officials said they viewed Netanyahu's latest statement as similarly politically motivated, as he is under intense pressure in Israel over the October 7 attacks, the failure to release additional hostages held by Hamas, and uncertain strategy in Gaza. On Friday, disagreements appeared in Israeli society and even in Netanyahu's own military cabinet because of the prime minister's strategy, increasing pressure on Netanyahu's government.